G'day guys and welcome to the Centre Bounce for another Thursday night 5:30 p.m. drive home. It's your boys Joe and Bigger J. How we doing, Bigger J?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Just driving home on a rainy night, pretending not to, talk and drive at the same time. But nah, it's a good time. It's round 12, and I don't think we've ever had a round 12 as diabolical as right now. There's a lot of players we want to get in, some we want to trade out, but we've got no rookies, mate.
Or we've got a lot of rookies. We just don't know which ones are going to be playing is the problem.
That's very true. Now, when 6:30 comes around, so we're going to make a prediction for everyone that's watching right now, and we'll get you guys to type it in the comments, right? How many 102K rookies from the mid-season draft are going to get debuted tonight? That's a big question. I'm hoping it's one or two. I'm hoping. I don't think there's going to be any, but I'm hoping there's one or two.
There probably won't be any. Let's be real. I mean, for them to have to come in right off the bat, first week. I don't know how many, even people who are ready made to go. Like for example, someone like a Blight, for example, who looks like they're gonna play for sure, but they're coming along. He's traveling from WA. If he gets a game straight off, I find it hard to see anyone getting picked up immediately dropped into the deep end. I imagine there'll be a lot more next week, I think.
I hope so, because my Supercoach team, we need upgrades, Joe. And to get upgrades, we need downgrades. And I don't want to be getting in Jimmy's cousin from down the street that works at Coles instead of an actual playing player this year. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Mate, what's wrong with Jimmy's cousin who works at Coles?
He's not going to score me Supercoach points and make money, so that's the problem.
Oh, you're a funny one. All right, Martin Coventry. How's it going, Martin?
What's up, Martin?
USAFL. Very cool. Is that you in the picture? Hey, fellas, I have Sweet at R3, Heaney, Flanders, Jackson, Wilson, Darcy, Richards, Breville, the Sandwich Press, Let Him Cook, and Jones. Who should I prioritize moving on? I reckon Sweet can go. Sweet is done, though.
Yeah, it's tough, right? And Joe and I were talking about this off air, and I don't know. I think a lot of my problems would have been fixed if I didn't put the money and the time into Jordan Sweet. I know Joe as well, end up having one or two donuts in your side, and it's just a pain in the butt, really. He's just been a pain, having to keep Biggie Newen in the defense, running Livingston off F7 for 5 weeks. Jordan Sweet's had 3 price rises, Joe. It's not good enough.
No, it's not good enough. He needs to lift his game, mate. But he's not.
Is it 3 or is it 2? I feel like it's 2 price rises. I don't even feel like it's 3 price rises. Is it just 2?
Harry will be at footy training in the pouring rain when you see this. Don't you go out in the rain. Nah, you got to do it, Harry. You got to do it for footy training. You got to do it, mate. Charles. Hello, gents. Hello, Charles. This week I'm bringing in an R2. Thoughts on the best options? I have gone. I really like Wits as a pod. Or the Marshmallow, your favorite, Joe. Just coming down. Cheers for your help. Marshmallow Rowan can get in the bin. Don't do it, Charles.
You know who I would pick as a sneaky pod? I would actually go Cherry. I think Cherry is going to be benefited even more with the new tackling rules that have just come in. And as someone who a lot of people wouldn't have, if you can hold out a week, Charles, if you can say, I'll do something else, leave my R2 for this week, grab Cherry, I reckon he could end up being close to R2 all year. And no one will have him. And he's just scoring really well.
Wow. Sherry close to R2? Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, huh? If you had got him at 400K, you'd be laughing.
Absolutely. I wanted to start him, but you spoke some sense into me.
Well, that didn't work out well, did it?
No, it didn't.
We both started Grundy and then traded him out, and then, that kerfuffle all started.
The kerfuffle all started. Go away, boy. Doc, can you do a team review? My name is Team Tigers. All right, let's sort of see if I can.
What's up?
Team Tigers.
Let's go through a few more of these questions, Joe. While we
I was wondering where you were last week, Maltesing. I didn't see you in the live stream on Monday. Yes. Rowan Marshall, my nemesis, came crashing down, and I was so happy about it. Good to see you this week. Good to see you today.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy when Max Gorn now says, "Hey, I'm going to put some attention into a player." I didn't realize he meant, "Hey, I'm now going to like pummel this guy's face into the ground and then like dominate him." So, yeah, it's a bit of a difference, isn't it?
That was unreal. Jack, how's it going, Jack? Big week of footy this week. Get on Butters VC tonight. He's going to drop 150. Oh, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Who are they playing? Are they playing Carlton?
Yes.
How do we think, chat? How do we think Dan Houston is going to go this week? Because there's a sneaky chance that your boy Big J might be bringing in Dan Houston. So how do we reckon Dan Houston's going to go? I need another round 13 player, so someone who's got the bye. I'm thinking Dan Houston. So, yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the pick.
Very nice. Kai, how's it going, Kai? How to say Zorko captain sucked without saying Zorko captain sucked? Just say Las Vegas, baby. Las Vegas. Brisbane, Vegas.
Yep, and it was pretty... At least Zorko made some money, but made some score, because for a while there, he was on -8 for a lot of people that had put the captaincy on him. Obviously, Dane Zorko and the cheap kicks. We talk about Luke Ryan cheap kicks, Joe. I think Dane Zorko's almost the master of the cheap kick, because he was getting chip kicks around everywhere, and then those turned into like shots at goal, and I'm just like, mate, he's coming back to a half decent score. Yes, it's not the 160s of old, but it's not terrible.
It's not terrible. Good evening to you, Velo, mate. I'm actually tipping your boys to win, Velo. I'm tipping your boys tonight. We'll see what happens. Happy Thursday to you, West Coast Eagles Rule. Thanks for coming on. Shawnee Baker's in. How's it going, Shawnee? Freddie's in.
Maybe we'll do the maybe we'll do the tips before. Maybe we'll do the tips before the team sheets. What do you reckon?
Yeah, we can do that for sure. Rio Tragic, my man. Doing good. Where's the rookies? Bro, the rookies are all over the shop.
The rookies are putting on their boots.
Mate, give me a gig. Give me a gig, mate. Ned Long, Maltesing, reckons Ned Long will get a gig because he's been playing in this system all year. And Pendles is out. Oh.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
He's too much for me. I don't even have that much money for it. If I want to get Jordan Dawson, I have to go super, super cheap, unfortunately.
Yeah, you need those 102K rookies to start getting named, huh? I hope North Melbourne's ones from the mid-season draft get picked. You know, Geordie Payne hopefully can start playing, and then Bryn Teakle, who... You know, we saw some glimpses of in previous years, but has done quite well in the lower leagues. Hopefully he can be that second tall key forward that we need.
I agree with Jonas. Yeah, I don't reckon anything's going to get named this week, but probably maybe a 1. But I think next week we'll see more of him. G'day, Jonas. Good to see you, mate.
I think from memory last year, I don't know if it's a requirement for mid-season draftees. But I remember last year, all of them, they came in round 12 and then they started to get named from round 13 onwards. As I was saying to you before, Joe, imagine these guys like might have to travel across the country or do all these crazy things, you know? So, yeah, it's a bit of a rough one to say, cool, travel from, Sydney to WA. Yep, you're playing this week in the AFL. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, it's not happening. Cheese. G'day, Cheese. Good to see you, Cheese. Bella, none of the midfielders would play AFL this week, probably not next week either. I don't want to hear that. JT, g'day JT. Would swear out, who would you trade in? Out of Rao at M8, Clark or Nazaya at D6, English or Grundy at R2, balanced in all buys at the moment. Very nice.
All right. I would probably say Rao because I think Gold Coast have a really good run. It does mean that you get another round 14 player in. That's really the only issue. So if you're okay with that, no worries. I think Rao is the best pick for you.
Yeah, it's either Raul or English for me. Either Raul or English, I think. My team's in huge trouble. Any chance you could take a look? West Coast Eagles rule. All right, yep. So you're added to the list. Kai only got 21 playing as Garcia is only 21. What a shame,
Well,
Kai.
It's only best 18 this week, so you don't need to worry too much.
He's only got 21. Unbelievable.
I think I might have 20 before trades, so it's not great.
I love it, Kai. I love it. Not Jimmy's cousin. Yeah, I know. Big J loves to just absolutely roast him. Jimmy's cousin who works at Coles can be a very good young boy.
I mean, all these players from Bunnings, work at Bunnings seem to get picked, and then tradies and whatnot. I reckon if you're like an AFL player, you must be pretty good with your hands. What do you reckon?
Yeah, oh, mate, I am pretty good with my hands, I gotta say. Velo, most traded out this week will be sweet. I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
There is a chance that I might not trade Jordan Sweet this week, but the stars have to align a little bit for it to happen.
Not too bad. Mana might be in. Fingers crossed. Could be a good little downgrade option that's going to make money. G'day, I'm Brandon. How's it going? Barely seen any Supercoach content. Haven't even done my trades. Been a bit under the weather. Mate, I think a lot of people have been under the weather this week. Jeez, it's been... mate, even I have just been so unsure what to do with my trades. Like, it's just such a weird position with the buys now. Like, whoever you're going to trade in either has a buy or is about to have a buy. And the rookies that are on offer this week are either on a buy or don't really have the best job security, or you're paying up.
Or you were really unlucky and didn't get Joe Richards and now he's injured, and you probably got Harvey Harrison as like your only semi-downgrade option that you can bring into your team and make 100K off someone else, Big Mark. Come on, Mark. What are you... Thanks, Mark.
Mark, I didn't need any excuse to do this. I had needed no excuse. As you can see, all of my Bombers gear always at the ready. In fact, I am going to go even crazier. I'm putting a beanie on top of a cap. That's how much of a nuffy I am. Mark, you're an absolute superstar. Much love. Calm the Dons, calm the Bombers. We got a big task facing us this week. Traveling up north to play the.
Well, I mean, your team's getting better and better and better. Players are coming back from injuries and just doing well.
And we added Saad, a new Saad Al Holy, a fellow Lebanese compatriot, and we've replaced Adam Saad in the side. Pretty damn good, and I can't wait for Essendon versus Carlton. Mackay v Mackay, that can get in the bin. I want to see Saad versus Saad. That's the real matchup I want to see.
That's what Big Lizard Man is saying as well in the chat, saying he's got his eye on your guy, Joe, and I definitely know I've got my eye on your guy as well. DPP 102K looks good, and you want to start using him for finals, which means that these guys have to start getting played now, right?
Yeah, I think he's a ready-made player. He's 23 years old, in ripping hot form. He's halfback/wing, and we have a spot on the wing available for him, especially with Xavier Dersma having done his quad. He was in full training today. First day after getting named, he was at training, full session. I can't wait.
Yep. Best pickup for you guys, I think.
Hey, lads, how's it going? Don't know what to do right now. I have both Meek and Sweet. Who do I trade? And if both, which Ruck do I bring in?
Meek is currently on sabbatical. No. I think Meek's fitness test, so you could be saved a little bit from him. But it might be time to offload him. It's a tough one, man. Like, I've been upset with people going sweet R2. You've got almost sweet R2 and no R1. Hope the rest of their team's finished. At least the only benefit is, like, you know, you can triple upgrade or triple trade to get these good players in.
Now, Meek's done a syndesmosis, so I think Meek could be.
I thought he was test.
No, he didn't train today, because he sustained a low-grade syndesmosis injury. Is what the AFL website has to say. Let me just share the screen. Ruckman Lloyd Meek didn't train on Thursday and isn't expected to face Adelaide after sustaining a low-grade syndesmosis injury in the 25-point win over Brisbane last Sunday, opening the door for Ned Reeves to play his first senior game after being dropped after round 2. So
that's the perfect time for Soldo to come back, isn't it? Because the opposition doesn't even have a ruck.
Exactly. So yeah, Freddie, who do you trade out? Look, Sweet's got to go because Sweet, as soon as Soldo came back, Sweet's been dropped, and we've known all along that out of the two of them, Soldo is the preferred, because Soldo was always the number one in all of the training, of all the practice games, and early in the preseason. Sweet never really got a gig until Soldo went down. So I honestly reckon he's gonna need Soldo to get injured again for Sweet to get the call up, and Meek, I don't know how many weeks a low-grade syndesmosis injury would entail.
And the problem with Sweet as well is that the guy was fit, ready to go, and he wasn't even straight back into the team. He had to wait for Vicentini to shit the bed to get named. So, like, that doesn't show a lot of confidence, does it?
No, I reckon both can go, Freddie. Who do you get in? I think you get English. If you're going to get a ruckman, I think you get English as the ruck. Jonas, those blokes who do the songs on here should do Let It Be with Let Him Cook, Let Him Cook, Let Him Cook, Let Him Cook, Breville, the sandwich press, Let Him Cook.
Go. What did you think of the changes to the tackle rule? I know we haven't talked about this kind of on air, off air, but what's your thoughts on that? Did you see what they're going to do with the new tackle rule?
Yeah, it's going to be quicker. As long as it means, like, I don't know. I'm worried that there's going to be a bit of an overcorrection, and we're going to end up seeing a bunch of people get done for holding the ball when they really shouldn't be done for holding the ball.
Okay.
That's my concern. I don't have an issue with them blowing the whistle sooner, because that means then that you have less chance of dangerous tackles, less dumping of players. So I don't mind that.
Because the last couple of weeks have really been bad. Like that Bulldogs game, people were just like being held, stopped for the ball, and they were on the floor being an octopus, and then they kicked it, and it's like, oh yeah, nah, play on. So yeah, bit of a difference. But yeah, I don't mind it. I think one of the things that I actually picked up from it was if you've got a player's arm and you tackle them, then it's holding the ball. Whereas they did have instances of, hey, look, the guy was being tackled, both arms were free, and they would actually let it go a little bit longer. So I think that was probably the best way to officiate the rule, probably. Because it's incorrect disposal if you've got an arm. Like, how are you going to handball if you've got one arm free, right?
Yeah. Look, I don't mind it, to be honest. Meek's confirmed out, Velo. Blues fan, Big J, your Sherry call in DR's preseason video is on par with your Kirch call.
What was my cherry call in the preseason? I forget what my cherry call was.
I don't know. Jay, should I just trade out Darcy to Fraser, or should I also look to trade out Sweet, Klahisi, or Wilson?
And to be fair, I'm going to make another call and say if McKercher didn't get injured, he would be more expensive in Supercoach than Harley Reid at the moment. So if that's an equation of how good the player is, we'll see. It's just unlucky he got injured, that's all. Kicks the ball too much, you know. Just too busy.
I reckon Sweet to Fraser, Jay, can go well. free up some money that way. Don't have Butters, but don't know if I want him now at that price. Look, Butters is really expensive, actually. How expensive is Butters?
Oh, I'm in the car. I can't check it.
Butters is 646. That's a lot of money.
Yep.
It's a lot of money for Butters. I wouldn't.
Cheaper, a lot more expensive than Zach Merritt. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I know, right? Maybe fill another spot that you might be not filled. Like if you got a defender spot left, you can get in a defender. If you don't really want to be trading in players now, like uber premiums, unless it's in a buy round that you're not heavy in. Like maybe it's a Dawson, for example, who's a round 15 player, or if it's a Sinclair or a Sicily, like it could be someone in a buy that you're not particularly heavy in. But yeah, no, Butters is really expensive. I feel like you need to have Butters in your team though. Eventually, is now the week to do it. Planning Carlton. I don't know.
It's definitely get him in now for Carlton, or make definite plans to get him in round 14, because there's a lot of players round 14 that you can actually start to look to trade. I know myself, I'm like, hey, 1 or 2 more weeks, and Sexton's probably gone, Closey's gone, Graham's probably gone, because we're going to have so many guys on the bench like that are round 14. It's not fun.
Yeah. Good evening, rookie coach. How's it going?
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, no worries. All right, well, Big J's gone. Let me just quickly have a look at Boy Dot's team. Ryan, Dacos, Sheasel, Holmes, a pod. Mac Andrew, very, very impressive. Howes, Dan Curtin, Sullivan. All right, so you got a lot of money on the bench. Sarong, Bont, Merritt, Rowell, Laird, Oliver, Green. Got Sullivan in, which is great. Sweet and Gorn. Sweet can go. All right. So what you can do is you can get Sweet up to English, I reckon. I reckon you can trade out Darcy. You can go Darcy down to Fraser or Sweet to Fraser. Yeah, probably Darcy to Fraser, for example. Free up the money and then put that onto Sweet. You might have to do another downgrade somewhere else to get Sweet to English. That's what I would do. G'day, Kevin. How's it going? I definitely want to know about that as well, Jonas. So as soon as Big J comes back, hopefully he's playing next week. I would love McKercher to come back next week. I'll just start that. Legend, wish me luck again. Last time I said I was putting the VC on Houston, it didn't work. Safe to say I don't learn from my failures, mate. If you fail once, you try again. Isn't that what they say? Team review, Colonel Sanders with a KFC badge. Thinking either no trades or going at least Darcy or Sweet down to Harrison if Garcia isn't named. Then I go Darcy, Sweet, and Garcia to English, Harrison, and Dawson early. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Dawson early might be it. If it's not Dawson early, then a preseason, then a mid-season draft pick that we are very confident is going to play. Could be someone like for example, what was his name? His name was Blight. I think Blight is guaranteed to play. Probably won't be this week, but I think he should probably play maybe next week potentially. I think they're just so decimated with injury that they probably need him to play. So he's probably one of the guys that we can probably trade in, and then maybe leave the spot for Dawson. If he's named next week, then you can trade him in then. Don't think you're in a rush to get him in at this point.
Can you hear me, Joe?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I just got a phone.
How are you, Jen? How's it going? Good to see you.
What's up, Jen?
The Greek Raven. Hi, guys. Enjoying the show. Thank you very much. Question. Who to pick between Kane McAuliffe, Harrison, or go early on Dawson and pocket the money?
I really like Harrison. I think Harrison's scoring. I think our friend Luke has posted in chat a little bit about Harrison's stats. Harrison scored a 5, I think, due to injury, and then scored a 50-odd because it was the sub. But his last couple of scores when he's actually been on field have been really impressive, and the Pies, with Joe Richards out, definitely have a spot. So I really like Harrison. Round 15 bye as well. So if he's named, expect him to play all through, and, I definitely think that's bloody worth it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Ross, g'day from Anchorage, Alaska. Almost midnight and
Nice,
still
Ross.
daylight.
Thanks
Love
for
your
jumping
work,
on.
Ross. Mate, Alaska. I love it. I think of snow dogs every time I hear Alaska. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I just instantly think of snow dogs. Thanks, Ross.
You know what I think of? If you've seen it, maybe Ross can let us know if it was. I mean, it's an actual place, but I wonder if it's close to him. There's a hockey movie, Ross, called Mystery Alaska. I don't know if you've seen it before, but it's pretty cool. So, yeah, let us know in the comments if you know the movie that I'm talking about.
Velo, why is Port gonna flog you? Like, they don't have Rosie, which I think is a pretty significant part of the midfield. I don't think your forward line is going to lose to their back line necessarily. The only issue I think is now that there's going to be this adjustment to the holding the ball adjudication, that the Port fans will keep screaming ball all the time, and the umpire will pay, and the umpire is going to play holding the ball.
Special tactics, mate. You do what you can, right?
So I think with the rule, it's going to cause it might be an issue for the Blues, but I don't know. I reckon your team is good enough to go and win.
It is going to be a shitty game. They're playing in Adelaide, right?
Yes, they have a shit record at Adelaide. Well, the only time they've won is when they played three-man.
Can you check what the weather is, Joe? Can you check what the weather is and see if it's like wet, like Melbourne right now, or is it sunny? Because I think that's going to make a bit of a difference. If I don't know if Carlton's tall forwards are going to be able to mark the ball if it's slippery. That's the only thing, right?
Adelaide Oval, clear, 18 degrees.
So, yeah, maybe it's a tall forward fest.
Nah, I reckon the Blues can play wet weather football fine. Because they're not just big guys that are just big for the sake of being big. They're also
no, that's true. They are mobile.
So, you know what? I'm sticking with my tip. I'm tipping the Blues in a close one. I'm going Blues by 5 tonight.
All right. Let's do our tips, Joe, and then when I get home, I can put them in. Let's go through our tips before 6:30.
All right. I'm doing Blues by 5. What are you going?
I'll pick the Blues then. That's fine. I don't mind. Like, I'm pretty impartial, right? Like, both teams, like, it's pretty even. So you have to pick someone, so might as well pick the Blues. I hope Sam Walsh has a good game. That's all I hope.
Yeah, all right. Interesting. I thought I was tipping an upset here, but you're going with me. All right, so Blues by 5. Pies or Dogs? I'll let you go first this time.
Where are they playing? Oh, it's at Marvel, right?
Stadium. Yes.
Oh, it's a tough one. I think I have to pick the Pies. The Dogs without Richards is really going to hurt because he's just been so dominant, and probably no liver again this week. So, yeah, I'm going to pick the Pies, even with their injury worries and with them playing a few more rookies. I think they'll be okay. They've got a couple of players coming back, and I reckon the more senior guys are going to cover it. Nick Dacos for a big game for me.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go Doggies for this one. I'm going to go the Dogs. I reckon no Pendlebury is massive for Collingwood, I reckon. So,
yeah, but the Dogs haven't. Look at all the Dogs' injuries, though. Like, no Richards, no Norton. Like, they got nobody left.
Norton's overrated anyway.
Nah, but he takes a good defender, though. That's the thing. He might be overrated. They don't have a good forward to come in and take the spot.
Yeah, nah, they got enough. They got Darcy and they got Darcy and Jamara. I think 2 talls is enough.
Are you picking Darcy to have a good game then, and people shouldn't trade Darcy this week, or trade Darcy anyway?
No, I'm trading Darcy out. You can go in the bin. All right. Hawks hosting Adelaide at the MCG. I'm actually going to go Adelaide on this one.
I'm going to be a bit sneaky. I'm going the difference. I'm going to go Hawks. I think Hawks have done well. I haven't seen Adelaide like outside of home without Rankin before, and I think Hawks strong form. I'm actually going to pick the Hawks.
I think the Hawks struggle to defend the wider ground of the MCG. They've got a great record playing at Marvel and the skinnier ground, but I think that the wider expanse of the MCG, I think the Crows will have a bit too much class on
Good
the
week
outside.
for Sicily. Good week for Sicily or bad week for Sicily?
Probably, I think Sicily is pretty matchup immune. Depends. I think Sicily
Well,
will be fine.
he scored like 50s, 60s, and 70s before, right? So it's not like
But he's got GF back now.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So I'm probably going to go with the Crows in this one.
Sim saying in chat, Crows have an MCG curse, Joe. Can't forget those MCG curses.
I'm not a superstitious person. All right, so I'm going to go with the Crows. We then go to the Eagles hosting the Saints at Optus. I'm picking the Eagles, mate.
I'm going to pick the Eagles as well. It's pretty crazy, right? But Harley Reid gets stopped when you can put attention into him, and I just don't feel like Jack Steele is going to be that type of player. They might have a Windhager or someone to run with him, but yeah, I'm picturing Eagles for another win. So for a team that people were picturing bottom two, they're now ahead of St Kilda and a few of these other guys, and they might get another win this week. Pretty crazy.
Yep. Exactly. We then go to the Cats hosting the Tigers at GMHBA. It's hard to go past Geelong in this one.
Yeah, no, I think so. Especially after getting beaten last week, I don't think they're going to let the Tigers have half a chance.
Correct. Melbourne hosting the Dockers in Alice Springs. I'm going to go with Melbourne.
Yeah, I was on the Donny's Disposal show. I don't know if anyone watches that show, but I was on there this week and just talking about how, I think the temperature difference and the changes, we know how good Gold Coast is when they play up north. And I think Melbourne's the same thing. If you're a team that doesn't play there at all, you're just going to get stomped. Humidity is going to kill you.
He's going to kill you. But yeah, going to go with Melbourne. And then Gold Coast hosting the Bombers. Look, I'm a little bit worried. We've had sickness go through the club this week, and I think it affected us a bit last week. There was a few players that looked flatter than usual. So I think potentially given that, plus the Suns need to have a strong bounce back after losing against the Blues in an embarrassing fashion, I'm going to go and tip the Bombers to win. Stuff you, Gold Coast. Stuff you, Dimmer Hardwick. I want us to go over there and take potatoes, take the spuds, and throw them at Dimmer Hardwick. He called us a team of spuds last year. Well, cop this, you spud merchant. Come on, boys. Get the dub.
All right, then.
All right, then.
No, I picked you guys as well. I think the Bombers are going from strength to strength at the moment, and yeah, the team's just so good. Ridley's come back, and I think 2 Meter Peter's going to say, "Hey guys, thanks for letting me go because I'm now in a winning team. Here's a couple of goals and some dodgy hitouts to advantage."
Exactly. So calm the Dons. Let's cement that second spot, and then we come back from Queensland, enjoy the nice little trip north, smash these pathetic Suns, and then we come back and we play against Carlton at the MCG. Holy crap, that will be unbelievable. But look, maybe it's a bit of copium. Logic would say that Gold Coast probably should be advantaged in that they play really well at their home ground.
Yeah. The thing is, right, that what am I saying? The thing is that they're not playing at TIO. They're playing on the Gold Coast. It's just like going up to Brisbane and playing, right? It's not like it's terrible conditions or anything like that. I think it's pretty manageable for an interstate team. So I don't think home ground advantage affects them as much as probably what you're giving them credit for.
Well, all of their wins have been north of the border, and I reckon, as Kai's saying, Anderson's like either 5 or 6 away at home, 6 at home, and haven't won a game away. They are on it. Yeah, they are 4-0.
Two of those wins. That's what I'm saying. Two of those wins were up in Darwin. So yeah, I don't know. If you beat North Melbourne at home, I don't think it really counts as a win, even though the stat sheet says so.
Yeah, it'll be a massive crowd there. at the Carlton versus Essendon game. Suns will be look. It probably could happen, considering the Suns' form up there, humidity, slippery conditions. But I think hopefully what we've done is because we played in dewy conditions for Dreamtime at the G. It was slippery. It was wet. Hopefully that was some pretty decent. Hopefully that was some pretty decent preparation for this game to come. Oh my God. Pommy's in the chat. I didn't even see us before. Pommy.
What's up, Pommy?
Hey, we tipped you boys to win tonight. All right. Remember this. We tipped you boys to win. Can't believe they changed the tackle law. How are you going to run with 5 hooks and a rig now? They've outlawed the running. Mate, that as long as people like Curnow, who was standing in the tackle, had the ball in his hand and was able to get the kick away, that should not be holding the ball. As long as players are allowed to fight through the tackle, I'm fine with it. But I'm worried that they're going to overcorrect.
As I said before, right, Pommy, if they're going to allow people to not get called if they've got their arms free, 100% it's fine. But if I'm tackling you and I've got one of your arms and you're taking 5 seconds to get rid of it, see you later, mate. Because there's no way you're going to be able to correctly dispose of the ball at that point. And at the moment, the AFL is letting it go, which is causing injury and causing headache. And, why are you doing this? So, see you later.
Hi, guys. Okay, Frankie, Darcy, and Rogers for Rao and Fraser. I'm holding Sweet for a week. Excellent.
Why not?
Dan, Big J, I like Clark over Houston. So this is Jordan Clark over Houston this week if you want a round 13 by defender.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, it's just mojo, right? I very rarely own I very, very rarely own a Houston in just super coach forever. So, it's like owning Luke Ryan, right? I never own these players, so it's kind of nice to just be able to get them into your team when you can.
Yeah, sure. Kevin, if your captain scores negative, does it mean you cop a double the negative? Yes. Yes, Kevin, it's a double score. Sam, hey lads, have 2 questions. Would you trade out Sam Darcy and field 17 to 18 players this week, or Powell to get the extra Darcy score? All right. Wait, trade out Sam Darcy and field 17 to 18. No, I mean, is it 17 or is it 18?
Don't get the donut. You don't have to.
Correct. Don't get a donut. Is Sweet and Darcy or Powell to Ryan and Livingston good? Sweet and Darcy to Luke Ryan and Livingston. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Luke Ryan. He's my captain this week, Luke Ryan.
Is he?
Yeah, he's playing against Melbourne, and Melbourne don't know how to kick goals to save their lives. So he's going to get so many kicks.
I mean, maybe we'll do that. We've done our tips, Joe. Maybe we'll do captaincy right now while we're waiting for teams to get announced as well.
Fair enough.
Figure out our captaincies for this week. Let me just put my tips in. I'm currently ranked 5th in our work competition, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Very nice.
Yeah,
very nice. I love it how Larry always regrets what he says every time I open up this website. Larry's always regretting things. Bloody Larry. Don't be like Larry, guys. Don't regret. Live without regrets, ladies and gentlemen. Akuna Matata. All right. So, what's this? Jonas. I'm bringing Sinclair over Wang Miller this week for D6. Look, Sinclair is going to be good because he's going to move to halfback. He's not going to stay midfield forever. And when he moves to halfback with that incredible Marvel Stadium run, I reckon Sinclair could be very good. Well done.
And the thing that I said before as well is that I just don't think Sinclair can play anywhere else. Ever since he's gone back, they've just struggled. And it's a tough one.
Yeah. Hey boys, good to see you, Hoops. Thoughts on these trades? Sweet House in Houston Livingston. Very nice. I like it.
I like it too.
Jack Crisp, the most
very
underspoken
tough,
about Primo. As long as he remains in the midfield, he looks good. I like it. I like it, Lukey. We did speak about Crispy. Was it last week or the week before? I think it was 2 weeks ago. Spoke about Jack Crisp as a great trade-in for his price. So absolutely. Crispy, I think, has to maintain his role, and he's looking the goods. I agree wholeheartedly, Lukey. Maximus Gorn put the underpants on him and the feather sword in his hand. He's the captain now. I love it. Captain Feathersword. Man, that's a Wiggles callback. Jeez. Mark, hey, Joe, might be hard to fight on the coast. The Bombers have been various from the club in the last... Yeah, I know. There's been that virus going through. I know. I am worried about that, Mark, but fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Ned Long is a good pickup for us, but won't come in straight away dealing with some injury. Unfortunate. Freddie, hey lads, later in the live, can you take a look at my team? Name is Slippery as Butter. All right, let me just start that. Bazalinka, check out my side. All right, I'll start that. Big J, that's what she said. Good with the hands. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. Is Sheasel a must in the final team? I don't think he's a must, Lukey, because if Vikercha comes back and plays more halfback, he's something that you have to look out for in terms of how much time he plays in defense. So don't think he's a must. Can't trade sweet this week. It is what it is. It's that Essendon virus. Everyone got it. Mate, just be careful, Velo. You might catch it too, and then soon you're going to be wearing red and black, mate. You're muted, Big J. I can't hear you what you're saying. What you doing? Is this some sort of bit or something? What were you doing?
I'm just being silly. I realized I was muted when I came back and asked who plays defense, and then that was it. So yeah.
You're unbelievable, mate. Got more on Sadal Holy from the MSD. Yeah, as do we, mate. I told you, he came in first day after getting picked up straight away, full training. You love to see it. He's dedicated. Yeah. He's keen. He's keen, mate.
Yeah.
Harvey Harrison, 48.5 as a sub, 83 and 99. The other two scores, injury affected. Roll and paper, not amazing though, but he seems to get quite involved. Yeah. I do like it.
And one of the big things that I saw from last week's game is that when the pressure's on, Harvey Harrison just goes massive. He's just like bang, 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 put the pressure on. He's the one that's got a couple of those kicks, and if he's not kicking, he's tackling. So yeah, pretty good.
You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Jeremy McGovern, goodbye this week. This week or
goodbye,
never.
You mean see you later, or he's got a goodbye?
No, is he a good purchase? Is it worth acquiring his services this week?
No, I don't like him. McGovern's a good player, but I don't know. For me, it's a no. Someone else will take him. But
jeez, why is everything highlighted? Jeremy McGovern, his break even is 89, but the problem is. Has been a problem. It's the round 14 buy. Correct. It's the round 14 buy of hell. From the deepest pits of hell.
Which is why I like Houston better as a pick, unfortunately.
I wanted to go Sicily with his high upside, but don't want to deal with the inevitable injury or suspension to come. So Sinclair is the pick. Yeah, I agree. Well reasoned, Jonas. Who are you tipping tonight? Yeah, I've tipped the Blues by 5. I'm thinking they get the hoodoo done. I just don't think, I don't know, Port just doesn't seem as impenetrable as they have been in previous years. So, I don't know. It's a bit of a risk, but I'm going with the Blues. The meek have inherited the earth. Now that's bittersweet. Well played. Well played. I love it. Lizard Man is bringing in Sexton this week. No, it's way too late, but don't like the look of the other options, and I have enough dollars for Sexy. Okay. Sexy boy, -10 break even still.
Yeah. You should have got him in 2 weeks ago, man.
If he scores 81, he's going to make you 41K. All right, let's have a look, actually.
It's not enough. He'll get to 400K if you're lucky, but...
Yeah. Next week is not his buy. So he plays this week and next week. If he goes 81 and 67, no, he's not going to get 67 against St Kilda. They give up the most to halfbacks. So he'll make, by then, his break even will become 51. If he scores another 81, he might make you, what, another 20K odd? So he's going to make you about 60K in 2 weeks. That's not worth it, Lizard Man. I think the ship has sailed on Sexy Boy, to be honest. And I'm not sure he holds his spot in the team when Powell, the homophobe, comes back.
He doesn't. He doesn't hold his spot, and that's the big problem with him. They're just straight up just doesn't hold his spot.
Yeah, exactly. Lukey, 93 live watches and only 11 likes. Lift people.
Oh, guys, come on there.
You're a funny one. Soldo plays Carlton, Big J. Rob plays the Hawks. I've gone Biggie and Sweet. Invite link in the description.
No, sorry, that was the wrong one. That's the right one. Sorry, my mistake. Keep going.
It's fine. I have gone Biggie and Sweet to Dawson and Harrison.
Nice. Yeah.
You must have already got Fraser then.
I'm a little bit worried about Will Dawson. We'll see what happens, but I'm a little bit worried about him. That's my only thing. It depends on what happens with Callum Dawson and if he comes straight back or, what we decide is going to be our kind of makeup.
Yeah. Any other Paul Souls here own Rosie or just me? He's absolutely killed me this season. I guess you just have to hold him now, Maverick, unfortunately.
You can always trade him out.
Nah. Yeah, he's too cheap now.
He's 400K. Just take the loss and trade him out. The guy's never going to play well again. Just take the loss and trade him out. You're given 3 trades for a reason. Trade him out, get someone who's going to score points, and just move on. Pretend he's an overpriced rookie at this point.
There you go. Trade him out. Julian, Sweet to English or Gorn? Yes, I still don't have him. Mate, you need Gorn.
I think Gorn. The only reason why I wouldn't is just 14 round 14 players. That would probably be
English is English.
Yeah.
English runs around like a headless chicken.
Just pick Cherry then.
He runs around. He's got the bye this week. Why would he pick Cherry?
No, just pick Cherry.
Governor VC this week. First run in my team. He's got the duties. Aye, Capitan. Yeah. Good luck.
No worries.
Ooh. Gorn's a must. I agree, Mark.
Yeah.
Leaves me with 204.3K in the bank and will be able to get Heaney next week. Very nice. Lukey. Howes, Graham, and Sweet to Sullivan, Fraser, and Harrison, my current trades. This is almost like a triple down this week. Very impressive. Yeah, we already did it, boy. Dot. Luxury trade. Should I go early on Sard?
Yes. Are we talking about Are we talking about the? Actually, we're talking about the Bombers Sard.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. I'm considering it this week. And Kai says teams have dropped, Joe. So
thank you, Kai.
Let's have a bit of a look and go over. We already knew the first one, but
no Willie Rioli. That's it. No Willie Rioli and no Connor Rosie. Poor Adelaide are going to struggle to kick goals. Carlton's going to win. Jeez. Where are the rest of the teams? Refresh. There we are. All right. Collingwood. Ed Allen dropped. Pendle's injured. Mychek injured. Richardson. Mason Cox injured. All right. Markov back. Bytel back. Johnson back. Howard back. Finn McRae back. All right. Scott injured. Norton injured. Richards injured. McNeil, Lobb, and O'Donnell. Yep. Dogs win this.
You reckon?
Yep. Dogs win this.
I don't know. I haven't picked them.
Bro, who's taking their goals?
Doesn't matter. They'll figure it out. All the small forwards. They'll just get Lipinski will kick 18. Nick Dacos with a few goals. We'll be right.
All right. Where's just out of curiosity?
Yeah, got to refresh it.
Nathan Kruger is an emergency, which is interesting. Harvey Harrison's here. Sullivan's here. Yeah, okay. No worries. We scroll down. Meek. is out. Reeves is in. No changes for the Crom. Jeez. Why do I have to refresh multiple times for the rest of the teams to come out?
It's just hit the time.
Oh, Matt Flynn. Is this a Sunday game or a Saturday game? No, Saturday. All right, Matt Flynn is confirmed in.
Yeah, he's the Ruckman. BJ Williams, I think, has been dropped. So.
Oh, no Jaden Hunt. That's bad. Gaff's in. Really? Gaff still lives? Okay. Interesting. Stocker injured. Sharman dropped. Lance Collard dropped for Dan Butler. Hunter Clark comes in. So I assume we could see Sinclair play half back this week.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Membry is a forward. He's the one coming in for Cooper Sharman.
I think is he MSD player? That's the question.
Now the other interesting thing is because Liam Stocker is injured, so a defender is out, but they haven't brought in a defender, which means
Hunter Clark
that
is the defender. Hunter Clark plays halfback.
Does he?
Yeah, he plays halfback.
Why do I think he was going to play midfield for some reason?
I don't know. He plays halfback.
Stuff you, Hunter Clark. Crap. Anyway, I don't even know who you are.
Sorry, Joe.
So, Bonner. I can't believe Bonner holds his spot, bro. He's a spud.
Mm-hmm.
Sinclair in the middle. All right. Interesting. We move. Geelong. Blixarv's out. Clark out. O'Connor and Rowan is in. Shea's out. Prestia. Theon Prestia. Steely Green.
If you guys have any Richmond fans in the chat, let me know if Caleb Smith is a mid-season draftee or not.
Who's Caleb Smith?
I think he's Richmond VFL, but I'm not sure if he. Okay, cool. No. He's come back. I don't think he was mid-season draft. No, selected by the Tigers with pick 49 in the 2022 season. Cool. I just thought we might have one so far. So yeah, not too bad.
What does he play?
Defender.
Could he be a trade in this week? Does he keep his spot in the team?
I doubt it. I don't think so.
All right, you say so. Melbourne. Van Rooyen injured. Oh, but this is Sunday, so this is extended. But Van Rooyen out. Penn Brown. Is he really going to play? Disco Turner, Bailey Laurie, Jack Billings. These guys aren't playing, surely. Frederick should play. Yeah. If Frederick's available, he plays for sure.
It just it further exacerbates. I'm going to use that word. Well, Frederick's named on field, so there you go. But it further exacerbates House's problem. Kristen Salem's in, which means House does not do well. So yeah, got to get rid of him over the next couple of weeks, I think.
He's of course. I suspected as much. Because
look who's been chopped out of Gold Coast, Joe.
Far out.
Get in the.
How many do I have?
Oh, surely you have 18 playing, right?
Well, wait. Is Graham back?
No. Oh no, Graham is back. Whoa! This is what makes me sad because I traded other players and then didn't get Graham, and now Graham's going to play. So yeah, it's going to be.
It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. He's here.
But knowing my luck, he'll play. So yeah.
Does he get a game ahead of Ratkins though?
No. No, I think Atkins did quite well in the VFL.
So Sam Flanders is here, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Now Ratkins.
Sexton's playing.
Sexton's guaranteed to play. He's on the field. Yeah. Ratkins is here. Graham is here. Harry Jones is back. That was confirmed. Nick Bryan in. I'm really happy about that. Unfortunately, he's on the bench and not on the field. Which to me means that Nick Bryan isn't playing because
Yeah.
Todd Goldstein's then on field, which sucks.
Trading Graham over Howes is a pain in the ass.
All right, I got to reverse my trades then. Because I was trading out Graham this week. But guess not.
No, well, I mean, if he has a slim chance of playing, you can't really do that, can you?
But I don't even know if he's going to play. I mean, looking at the bench, it's pretty tough to see if he's going to play or not. So that's annoying with the Sunday teams. Having the Sunday team just means that it's, the extended, and you're sort of left in limbo. And I sort of have to make a trade tonight because of Sweet. So what I could just do is I could just do the one trade of Sweet to Fraser. Is someone who I know for sure I'm going to fix up.
Yeah.
And then
so maybe I just do that as well. What do you reckon? Sweet to Harvey Harrison. And then just cop it. And then that's it so far. Whatever else I do is whatever else I do. People have told me all week, keep Darcy Wilson. Should I keep Darcy Wilson or what?
No, I'm keeping
I have to trade Sean Darcy's. I have to trade Darcy as well, don't I? Because Darcy's not playing today. It's that means I need.
So I'm just going to leave it like this.
Chat. How does Houston go today? That's my question. How does Big Houston go?
I'm just going to leave
Houston?
it as is. Yeah, bring in Houston. Why not? What's wrong with Houston?
Nothing's wrong.
Or bring in Clark. But this way, I've got, if I can see, show the buyers. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So right now, it's 17. But now Rogers definitely has to go as well, actually. So I might as well trade Rogers because he's guaranteed out. I definitely want this guy. But I have no one else that I can trade out for a basement price rookie other than Darcy. Is the only one I can do. Flanders can come here. And then I sort of can just get someone who's... I can't even afford Will Dawson at this rate. I can't even afford Will freaking Dawson, mate. I'm going to have to go... I have to go uber cheap. And the one who's uber... Wait, Will Parker's still named. Get around him. Someone who I reckon is definitely going to play. But, I mean, it's pretty tough. I might go Sard. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, get Sard in. Sard will play.
He should play. He should play at some point. I mean, we picked him as a ready-made player. He's looking all right. I just want the big scorer in
do you not have 18 playing this week?
Well, I would, I think.
Do the trades.
If I do the trades, show the buys. So I've got Dawson was walking at training. I wouldn't trade him in this week. Maybe just saw. Wait, who's Dawson? Which Dawson? Crom Dawson? Cromson?
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you before. All
right, then. Let's just get rid of this then. Let's just undo this then. Let's just undo all this then. Let's undo all this. All right. So we're not going to get Cromson then. What we're going to do is... All right, Sweet, you're definitely gone. Thanks for nothing, mate. Thanks for nothing, you spud. All right. So Flanders can come to the forward line where he belongs. All right. So if it's not going to be Dawson, we have to pick someone else to be a good downgrade target then. All right. Maybe it's Sinclair playing off halfback potentially. Maybe it's Sinclair playing off half back. Who's got the good buy? And then a 170k player to bring in.
I think I have 20 playing this week.
I want the
All right,
break even. Can't really afford anyone.
Sure.
Can't
20
really
is
afford
fine.
anyone. 20 is fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course it is.
Okay.
Absolutely it is. There's no one really in the forward line at this point either. What about in the back line? There's only Will Dawson. So yeah, it's pretty crappy. So it might not be an upgrade week then. It could just be cash gen week.
Yeah.
Because I definitely need Fraser. So if I just move him back here. Well, I can't even afford Fraser like this. I'm gonna have to do someone else. Which is I can't even see because our faces are in the way. Where's Jake Rogers? There he is. So if Rogers goes out, because I think Rogers is dead at this rate. So Fraser comes in. Kane McAuliffe keeps his spot in the field on the team. I can't even afford what's his face. I'm just shy of affording Sullivan, Lockie Sullivan. I would have loved to have Lockie Sullivan in the team. Maybe it's not Rogers. Maybe it's Richards because Richards is confirmed out for a long time.
So North Melbourne's come out and said that they're not going to do anything against Clarkson for his outburst on the weekend. Clarkson's come out and said, sorry for swearing. It was a frustrating game. I'm like, welcome to being a North Melbourne supporter, mate. Oh, what a fun day.
Wait, how much does Sullivan cost? Lucky Sullivan, 220. Oh, man, why are you so expensive now, Sullivan, all of a sudden?
You have to drop Sinclair, maybe you could grab a Young instead of Sinclair and have another guy for the buys. That could work for you.
Is Clark? What about Clark?
Nah, Clark's too expensive.
Is Clark more expensive than?
I think so.
It's 532.
Yeah, you could grab Young.
Sinclair is how much? 539.
How much is Young? Can you get Young?
I don't really want Young.
Yeah, just like reset Young? The cycle and grab Young and Nick Martin back in your team. Just do it, Joe. There you go. You can get Young, and then you can get Harrison in. Done. Crisp. Velo's saying here Crisp is also 5.
Yeah. Okay. Crispy boy.
DPP. Why not?
So if I do Crisp,
you can get Harrison in. You'll just have to put someone in the midfield. Because he's forward only. Yeah, there you go.
Do you prefer Harrison or Sullivan?
I like Harrison. I think Harrison's cool.
Okay.
Sullivan reminds me too much of Ollie Wines. Big meathead player.
So if I do this, so if I go to show buys, so this week I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Nice.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Well, I'll let the chat help me figure out what I'm doing with my team because you're taking too long. So where's the mouse gone?
All right, your turn. Okay, you're going to show your screen?
Yeah, I'm going to do my team review maybe. guys.
Yeah, go.
Last week I scored 2340, so ended up going up 1,000 spots. Max score and captain was fantastic. That's my team review, basically.
Well done.
Yeah, I had a donut. Flanders sucks. It is what it is. So far with my team, I need some suggestions. I currently have 2 trades left. I have gone sweet to Harvey Harrison as some nice coverage in my team. And I have 150K in the bank. So looking to do some upgrades. Originally, I was going to get rid of Darcy, was going to do some other things. I'd love to get in another Primo. Right now, I can't do much without potentially trading out a Garcia. Is probably my big thing, or a house. So, yeah, if some people can give me some ideas, I'm more than happy to listen. I was going to grab a Jordan Dawson this week, but I just don't think I can afford him. So even if I go like a House out, it gives me 438K, and then a Garcia out, it's 654. Now I can't really get a premium for 654. I don't think I can even afford Houston for 654. Let me see. I can get McGov. I think Houston is too expensive. Three-round average. Where are you, Houston? Wow, Houston's 3-round average is not good, Joe. Oh boy. Dan Houston 3-round average, yeah. So I don't have enough to get even a 102K rookie in. So it's not great. Who would you do? What would you do with my team? That's what I have to deal with. 654K. Let's pretend. Like I can't get Rankin. Yeah, Dan, I don't have to trade. This is very true.
You don't have to trade, mate. You know you don't have to trade.
Apparently, I don't have to trade.
Because what's your team looking like right now? You'd have.
I have 20 this week.
Yeah, it's massive, bro. Having 20 is so many.
Yeah, but I'd like another premium in my side if I can. That's the thing, right? I'd love another premium if I can afford someone. Like,
yeah, there's no one else.
My forward line is not good. Like my forward line is pretty dog shit at the moment. So, is there a forward I can afford maybe?
Well, Fisher is going to be on the field this week.
No, next week. Next week on the field.
Oh, next week. I mean, sorry. Yeah. So you're going to get a premium in. That premium will miss. I mean, are you stacked in any particular buy?
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty even.
Dacos. What's round 14 looking like? Round 14 is Martin, Merritt, Took, Walsh, Gorn, 5 only.
Yeah, you're not that many.
So you can afford one more.
Who am I going to get in?
One more. But who do you get in that has that?
Well, this is why I wanted Houston, right? Because
could be Rao, but you've got too many mids already.
But I wanted Houston. That's the problem. I can't get him. What do I do? I can not trade. I can definitely not trade. So the original idea, I mean, we've got time because it's a 650 game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Later, but the original idea was undo changes. Confirm. The original idea was Darcy, Wilson, Clossy out and getting in Houston, and where is he? Moore and Ranger to there, and like a 102K rookie. So whichever player I can afford that's like 102K. Like that. That was my trades for this week. So This was the original trade. Optimized gives me 2059 projected this week, so it's not terrible.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. This was the original team, which would have meant that I had two spots left to fill, so just 2 forward line spots, and Sweet and a few other players that I could have had. So yeah, it's not poor Dan. Yeah, it's not terrible.
Nothing is terrible.
What do you reckon, guys? What do you reckon? Keep the team like this. 12 trades, 2 spots left, or with Darcy Moore coming in next week. Yeah, not Darcy Moore. Sorry, Dane Zorko coming in next week. That was the plan.
Dane Zorko next week. Yes,
that was the plan. Dane Zorko next week.
He's the one.
What do you guys reckon? Go. I don't know about Darcy Moore. He's the only one. The problem with Darcy Moore is I don't think there's anyone really available. Like 521k, who can you even pick up? Like nobody.
I mean, yeah, basically, there's nobody.
There's nobody there, Joe.
There's no cash here, Robbo. There's no cash. Oh my god, my super coach is freaking dying at the moment. Everyone's on super coach at the moment. Thoughts on Jed McKenty? Port with him now on the ball? Probably not.
No.
He's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but how long is it going to last for? Is the thing. Jonas, only trade in expensive premiums like Butters when they have already had their buy. Value premium this week that suits your buy structure.
Yeah, but who is the player? That's the problem.
Yeah, but who is it? What are you, an owl or something, mate? Jeez.
What's their name?
I know. Like, this is a new Supercoach page. House Finder. He finds houses. Is Richards a hold if still have Reed and Graham still in your side? Reed, which Zach Reed or Harley Reed? Graham. Look, Graham could be called back this week. You never know. He's on the extended.
I see a world where Graham plays. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but someone has to make a way for him is the problem, and we don't know who that's going to be. Salem versus Sard. Are we talking Adam Sard? I wouldn't go Adam Sard at this point in time. Oh my god. All of a sudden, Travis. G'day, Trav. How's it going, mate? Thank you so much. Late. Was any rookie named?
No.
No. Sorry, Travis.
No, Trav. Sorry, mate.
To be the bearer of bad news, no. None of them were named, unfortunately.
There's no rookies here.
No rookies here, Travis. But thank you very much for the dodo, as well as Mark. Mark, you're a legend, Mark. Hey guys, Jaconning or English? No, it's got to be English. Out of those two, definitely English, I reckon.
Yeah,
it's got to be English. But thank you very much again. You're a legend. I'm looking at English in for Grundy, but we'll probably wait until after his bye. Correct. After the bye, very important. Are you planning on holding Richards? I still have him at this point in time, I think, but I'm not entirely sure what's going on. He's going to be out for a substantial period of time, unfortunately.
Yep.
So he could be worth trading out. Matthew, evening, you legend. How many players is everyone fielding for this first best 18 buy round? 20 for me, unless Garcia from Saints plays. Garcia from Saints is not going to be playing this week, unfortunately.
Yep. He is not playing, and he's not coming back.
Gee, 20 is still a very good number. Very well done to you, good sir. I am very proud of you. for doing such a thing. Could go Klahisi to Houston as a thought.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe Klahisi to McKercher if McKercher gets up.
Yeah, Klahisi's got a break even of 77, so it's probably time to get looking like it's time to go. So, yeah,
it's time to go.
Ideally, you want to keep him until the buys because he's at least going to score you like a 50 and a 60, which isn't going to be most likely one of your bottom scores. So, yeah.
Oh. Don't get English. I know, bro. I started him. He runs around like a headless chicken half the time. It's very annoying. Max Hall, St. Kilda is a running mid forward machine. Yes, but unfortunately, I'm keen to see him play. Absolutely. But he's not named this week. Cheese, Goulden or Dunkley after their bye? I lean Dunkley for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at my team hot pies. Oh, it's a bit late in the piece now to be looking at teams, unfortunately. Us at Adelaide Oval sucks. You got to get over it sometime. If we can stop Butters and Horn Francis, we're a big chance. If you stop those two, then it's a wrap. They got no other options apart from those. We struggle at Adelaide Oval, even though it is a good time to get him. We really need to win it. I believe you will. Velo, either team under 19.5 points is a good thing. There you go, Jonas, your resident betting man. If you're going to gamble responsibly. Cripps or Walsh after the bye. If you had the choice, I'd go Walsh. All right, so the conditions are all decent. Should I bring in Fraser or Harrison this week? If you have to pick one, I'd go with Fraser. Thoughts on Curnow? I think it's a good way to finish your forward line because the run home is very promising for the Blues after his bye. Evening sim. Go the Bombers. On your Ross. Love your Ross. Need some selection luck. We didn't get it, unfortunately. Mitchell flagged Finn McGuinness to tag Dawson. Just watch out for the lineups. Well done. Thank you very much, Blues fan. Appreciate it. I've changed my trades. I'm not trading him in anymore. Hawk should play Sicily forward and have Phillips in defense. I don't think that's going to happen, Velo. Something tells me it's not going to happen. I said that I would never pick West Coast, but with the way they are playing, they have changed my mind. Yeah, 100%. They have definitely improved without a shadow of a doubt. Haven't heard much about St. Kilda's team so far from the big dogs of Vic Media, so don't expect too many changes other than Hugo. Yeah, Hugo's not playing, unfortunately. I think from what I've heard, that he had some bone bruising, which is why he's not playing. So fingers crossed he gets up in the future. Is Hugo done then? I'm sure he'll get a gig eventually, but the problem is Crouch will be back in the team not too long for Crouch to come back is the problem. So maybe he'll find it harder to break into the team unless someone gets out. Suns are at least a 6-goal better side at home. That they are. I can't wait to watch all the overcorrection with the Swans on the bye. Yeah, you're very lucky, Kai. You're very lucky to escape. How many, mate? 20 a game for holding the ball? Maybe. Players fighting through tackles. It's true, but I think it also depends. I still think you should allow the player to try and fight through the tackle if they're the bullocking type. But if you're trapped and you're stuck, it should be a judgment call by the umpire, I think. Just apply some common sense. Jordan Clark. Yeah, I like Jordan Clark. He's pretty good. Darcy and Sweet Terrell and a rookie under 250k. Very nice. Very nice. Stick a Larry. Mate, I think Larry's sick of himself, mate. He's always regretting shit. Starting and then holding Rosie has been the biggest disaster for me, so I'm going Darcy and Rosie, Terrell and Salem. It's time for some pod moves. Those are going to be some pods for sure. Hunter Clark back apparently, so may have impact on Sinclair or Naz. That's true. Love seeing FF, not fan footy, not getting a whole lot of points against us. Thanks, Mackay and Big J. Oh, full forwards. Yes, correct. 100%. But Big Mackay has been a great acquisition. St Kilda struggle because Hill and Stocker are shocking disposals. Well, Stocker out of the side this week. I still won't go with them to beat the Eagles. Gibbo, trade in Rail pre-buy or LDU post-buy? What do you reckon? Are we going to get the big old LDU back, Big J, or is his days, is he washed?
It's a tricky one, man. Let me see LDU. What's LDU stats? 1 second. I have to go all the way down to be able to find out. Like, that's how far LDU has dropped. LDU is currently the 24th ranked forward.
Yeah, but...
Sorry, 24 ranked mid. 576k, break even of 66.
But what's his 3-round average? He's turned it around a little bit.
Let me see. 3-round average. 1 second. 126. So not bad. The tricky thing with LDU is just mentality more than anything else. Does he want to play? If he wants to play, then good. If he doesn't want to play, not good. That's the big thing. And obviously I can't dictate that at all. So yeah, that's the tricky part.
Could this be a week where, I mean, let me just share my screen again. Could this be a week where rather than upgrading to a premium who's going to miss, what I actually end up doing is I end up trading away the dead rookies that I've got.
You could,
and just 100%. get in the cash generators who are all going to play this week and next week
and the week
and
after,
the following week. Yes, they all have the round 15 buy.
Why not?
And then
you get 100k in the bank.
And I free up 100k in the bank. This could just be a week where I just fix up all the deadness. So much deadness.
How many players do you have left though? Like how many spots do you have left to fill?
I still have one.
No,
2,
one. Yep.
And then I'd still need forwards. So I'm gonna have
6 spots.
Wait, so if Heaney comes back here, and where's Flanders? And Flanders comes here. Big J.
Oh, mate, you're a funny one. I need some new lighting because this lighting is atrocious at the moment. I'm not normally this dark. I don't know what's going on.
Cheese is a boss. All right, so say I've got. All right, so this is the forward line as it currently stands. Still need 2 at least. In case if I'm keeping Wilson, then I still need 2 at least in the forward line.
I
still need 1 more mid, and then when Whitfield comes back, I still need 1 more defender. So I'm thinking maybe Klahisi becomes McKercher next week. In a simple sideways. Now I'd still need a mid at this point. Who the mid's going to be remains to be seen. Someone who's cheap, correct. A fallen premium there. And I've got a lot of money in the bank to then be able to trade in an Uber premium off their buy next week. So it could be a Zorko type. And yeah, I think this might just be what I'm doing. This might be a week where I just fix up the bench and fix up the cash gen. And if Graham plays, even better. Then that means I get an extra person playing, which is amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So that's 19 people playing now, all of a sudden. And the cash has improved. So I think this might just be what I'm doing. End up, there you go, guys. Out of the blue. We're just fixing the players who aren't coming back and replacing them with players who are playing and making money for me. So that's I think my plan for this week now. I feel pretty satisfied with doing that. And how I went last week, I scored 23-15 and I'm still at rank 20,000. So Big J smashing me this year. Congratulations, well done. But
I mean, you did make rank 120 in like your first year of Supercoach. So
yeah, it was pretty good. So yeah, that's what that's what the team looks like. A week of no upgrades. It's been a long time since that happened, but I am not disappointed in that at all. I guess we can sort of now quickly go over some VC and C options before the gang. So I know some people are thinking potentially VCing Butters into Carlton. It works. It does work because Carlton are conceding more points to inside mids. So if you feel bullish on Butters, and I don't think they have anyone that can run with Butters side by side. They might put, because what's his face? Hewitt, he tends to go to the big boys. So Hewitt might go head to head with someone like an Ollie Wines, for example, potentially. But I don't think he can go with Walsh. Walsh is too explosive. So Walsh could do really well today. How do Carlton do against designated kickers? They're pretty good at restricting the Houston types.
Yeah, so maybe not the best pick for a Houston this week. I think my brain is telling me Big J, just the one player in this week, and it makes me a bit sad.
Yeah. Stephen, you're right. Chin Cotter's the one that could go to Butters. You're right. So I don't know. If you want to go, if you're feeling it in your cojones that you think that Zach Butters is going to go crazy, then I'm not going to say no. But for me, I think there are other options that could do really well. How does Port Adelaide go against mids like your Walsh types? They're pretty restrictive, so I wouldn't go Walsh either. Okay. Collingwood v. the Dogs. Now, Collingwood have been pretty good at restricting inside mids as of late, but I just don't think they've got anyone with the size to be able to go with Bontempelli. If Bontempelli's played more on the ball, you would think Bont would play more midfield now with Ed Richards out of the team. Surely Bont plays on the ball more. So I'm going with the VC on Bont this week. He loves Marvel, and his last two games against Collingwood have both been 120 plus scores. So I'm going with the Bont this week.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's all right. I don't know who the Dogs' designated kicker are, but whoever it is going plus 12%. So, 79% bonus in terms of scoring for them. So
Bailey Dale.
Yeah.
Bailey Dale.
Yeah. If you've got Bailey Dale, you're laughing.
Yeah, so meanwhile, the Dogs don't really, they're not really restrictive against inside mid. So potentially Nick Dacos could do really well still against. I mean, Nick Dacos is Nick Dacos. I mean, he's just on a tear. And I think he's almost flying a bit under the radar because of what we expect from him. He's doing it, but the guy's averaging 132 over his last 5 games and 127 over his last 3. So if you want to VC Nick Dacos, you absolutely can do that. There's no downside to doing so. Just for me, I'm just going to try and go a little bit. I'm just going to go with the safety, I think, in Bont. Bont is Bont, right?
Yeah, Bont is Bont.
We then move to the Hawks v. the Crows. Now, obviously, if you got someone from Adelaide, there's no Rankin, and Dawson has been one who's gone big the last few weeks. But Dawson has been walking at training, as has been noted by some people here in the chat. And there's also been a flag that Dawson could get attention and could get tagged this week. So there's some flags there for Dawson if you're going to go there. Hawthorn also pretty good at restricting inside mids as a team.
They love rucks. So if you've got Riley O'Brien, it's a good week.
If you have Riley O'Brien. They also are pretty good at conceding points, designated kickers, but no one's got... But so if Dawson's playing behind the ball, taking kick-ins, then Dawson could go pretty decent, actually.
It's going to hurt, Joe. It's going to hurt my butthole.
Meanwhile, Adelaide are really good at just being a tough matchup to everybody.
Yeah.
So don't go anyone for the Hawks. We then go to the Eagles versus the Saints. Now, the Saints, we all know the Saints absolutely love to concede points to half back. So if you've got Mitch McGovern, he's going to do very well for you. You're going to enjoy that. They also concede a lot of points in the ruck. But who's the ruckman for them? Matt Flynn. Who knows if Flynn's actually going to do anything this week?
Yeah,
He could.
I feel like Flynn. I mean, no one's going to have Flynn in Supercoach, but I feel like
No.
when you've got a play like this, has Flynn been playing VFL? Can you check like how Flynn's waffle scores have been?
Yeah. Piss off, Larry. Stop regretting. All right. Matt Flynn. Matt Flynn. Waffle. 3 kicks, 6 handballs, 2 marks, a tackle, 27 hit out.
BJ Williams must have pissed off the coach or been injured or something because this guy's game was atrocious, mate.
He's Scheisenhausen, Matt Flynn. What has become of you, Matt Flynn? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
Rome,
I wouldn't go Flynn.
Like, I think Rome is a good pick.
Freaking Marshmallow. Marshmallow gonna capitalize on a Mickey Mouse matchup.
If you had no one else, Jack Steele might be an okay pick this week. It more just depends on his body and how he's going.
Correct.
Optus Stadium is about the same size as the MCG, and
it is.
I don't know how Jack Steele goes in the bigger grounds, so bit of a different thing.
We then moved the Cats to Richmond. Without a shadow of a doubt, if you've got Tom Stewart, he's going to give you a very nice game. Richmond are really bad at wingers, general defenders, and designated kickers. So if you got Holmes, if you've got Stewart, you're going to have a lovely time this week. Great matchup. And the Cats have to bounce back in a big way. They've lost 4 in a row. It's going to be an absolute slaughter fest for those guys, for Stewart and Holmes. So those are 2 good options there. Geelong, on the other hand, I know no one owns any Richmond premiums anyway. Melbourne versus Freo. Fremantle give up points in the ruck. Now, most of these games, though, has been with Luke Jackson being the sole ruckman.
Sean O'Darcy hasn't been that.
Yeah. Shrek Darcy is a different kettle of fish. It could be double teaming against Big Max Gawn. So, still, Gawn is Gawn. And even if he's having a shit game, all he has to do is launch a goal from 60 meters out at the end of the game, and he'll get 55 points for it because he's just cracked. So Max Gawn's okay. Melbourne concede not much. Inside mids, perhaps. So Sarong, potentially, could be someone. But outside of that,
I don't know about the conditions though. That's anything like out in Alice Springs. It's going to be a different ball game compared to everyone else. So
so maybe avoid that game. People could be ragged pretty early on.
I think so. Like I think a Petrarca will just go bananas and will get punished for not owning Petrarca again. But outside of Petrarca, I think it's going to be a painful game.
Okay, then we go to this is the last game. Last game of the round, the Suns and the Bombrays. Essendon concede some points in the ruck. No one owns Jared Witts, though. Inside mids, we're pretty restrictive, but for the last couple of weeks, because we've been losing the head out and the clearances, I do think inside mids like a Rao, for example, could do decent, especially in the conditions, especially if we're flat because we've been sick with the virus going around in the club, as has been reported. So it could be a week where we're flat and the Suns bounce back and their inside mids do really well. Maybe like a Noah Anderson. I know someone, I think it was Jonas, who's saying Anderson's arc is going to go 150. So potentially he could, if he hits the scoreboard and we're not switched on, then he could do really well. For the Gold Coast Suns, they give up points to mids, inside mids. So could be hopefully a nice bounce back game for us Zach Merritt owners. They also concede a lot of points to designated and general defenders. So if you've decided to go early on a Jordan Ridley type, for example, he could bounce back with another nice score. But also Nick Martin could also be in for a good score, taking some kick-ins and playing up the ground. So the 2 Essendon defenders could do really well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
So those
You know, it's
are
fun
your
for Ridley people who jumped on him pretty. Yeah.
Steve, how do we read this page? Well, it's you go to your DFS. You go to DFS. We do have a video where we talk about all of the resources that we used. You go to the AFL, and then you scroll down and you get to defense versus the position. Now, this is, of course, fantasy based. So it's not Supercoach scoring, it's fantasy scoring. So you can't take it exactly as gospel truth. But what you can do is just get a general indication of the matchups of how certain teams can do against certain opposition. So, for example, in this case here, St. Kilda, on average, the Ruck tends to outperform their average by about 28.95 points, which is obviously really impressive in terms of, the Greens are probably your best matchups. You're in your upper echelons of things that, for example, if Essendon, Fremantle in this case, also give up a lot of points to the Ruck. If we're looking at, say, Richmond against general and key forwards, Richmond are giving up on average more points to each of those players who play this position.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because Richmond are losing a lot and therefore they're conceding a lot of goals. So forwards so key forwards and general forwards tend to perform better than usual when they're playing against Richmond. Conversely, if you are, for example, if you are...
Let's pick out a big number. Is there a big number anywhere? If you're a Collingwood key like an opposition key forward versus Collingwood, for example, you're going to score 46% less points because Darcy Moore and all their defenders are going to be bullying you. That's kind of how it works. Moving across the list, Essendon's mids. If you're an inside mid versus Essendon, you have a potential to score 36 less points. Like over average, compared to the players' average, those players score worse when they play Essendon in that role. Is there anyone else who's a bigger number, Joe? Is there like any 80s or anything?
Anything that's in the 80s. I mean, like this is the best. Like St Kilda.
Yeah.
Like if you're a if you're a Ruckman, like that's why Max Gawn was such a
went 180 last week.
Yeah, that's why Max Gawn was such a juicy captaincy option this week. Last week against the Saints because we know going by this the Doggies are looking. Yeah, well, it makes sense because the Dogs have won a lot of games this year. Where are the Dogs sitting on the ladder? The Dogs are
not as high as you guys.
No, only one team is, but the Dogs aren't doing too bad. Out of the first 11 games, they've won 5. So the Dogs aren't doing too bad, and you're seeing it translate into the scoring. So there have been a pretty tough matchup, as they have historically. They've got a great midfield. So your midfielders and your ruckmen tend to not score as well. But they have been conceding because their back line, their forward line, for example, has been underperforming. So, or actually, their forward line has been really good, should I say, because they kick a high score and general defenders struggle to contain the very powerful forward line. So it's not exactly super clear to read, but the general consensus is just in terms of the matchups, which if you're unsure which way to go with maybe 2 captaincy options, coming to this chart could be a good way for you to be like, okay, I think both of these guys are good, but considering the matchups, I might go with this player over another player, for example. So that's so that's what you should be using that tool for. So for me personally, I'm doing the Bont into Ryan. Now, Melbourne aren't really a green matchup for them. But for me, I just think that
going to be shitty conditions, mate.
Exactly. Melbourne shit in front of the sticks. They miss a lot. So there'll be a lot of kick-ins. Plus, the players are going to get tired with the bad conditions. And it might be hard for them to really man up and stop this guy from just racking up cheap, disgusting, degenerate disposals in the back line. So that's why I'm just going to go with Luke Ryan, even though the table doesn't necessarily say, yes, you should. Where is it? Yes, it's not a green matchup, but just for me, I'm considering maybe doing that. Nano Velo saying here, Roma VC into Gorn. So yes, Rowan Marshall does have a favorable matchup against West Coast, plus they're going to play Matt Flynn, who hasn't been performing very well. So, yep, Rowan Marshall as a VC, very great.
You could be cheeky and go steal for that plus 80% scoring capacity.
And Gorn has a green matchup against Fremantle. So that just going by this table, it makes perfect sense why Velo is going to do Roma into Gorn as his VC. And see, I'm doing Bond, who is a two red matchup for me.
I might go Bont into Gorn. I think Gorn going 180, and he seems to love Alice Springs. And if it's game that I think it's going to be, I think it's a small ground, right? So it's going to be kick goal in the middle, or stoppage. So yeah,
is that going to? But aren't they going to get tired from the repeat stoppages?
No, because they don't have to run much. They just stand there and that's it.
TIO, what is score in this one? 158.
Yep. Next one. TIO. Back me up with the stats. Let's go.
151.
151. What's the next one?
57.
Oh, that's all right. That doesn't count. Rob's a good ruckman. Sean Darcy's good.
141.
Yeah.
66.
This is 2014. We don't care about 2014. It doesn't count. He probably wasn't number one ruckman back then.
I know. It's called TP, not TIO.
Oh, there you go. TP. Let's go for TP.
Then what's TIO supposed to be then?
Is there TP?
Wait, go to fixture.
Yeah, he's playing at TIO.
TIO, Traeger Park.
Maybe they got a new sponsor.
Far out. All right, so he's no longer regretting. He's just been straight up arrested now. TIO is Darwin. Oh, all right.
Yeah, but how does that work? It's TIO Stadium, but no, I don't know. They're saying TIO Traeger Park.
TP does exist. Okay, 111.
Okay, go up.
This is 2023.
What's next?
TP
50. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I don't go max score. Hello, Luke Ryan, TP, captain. Woo, Luke Ryan, captain.
135.
Oh, in that Luke one. Ryan.
132 in this one. 114 in this one. All right, I'm not going to scroll back too far. So what does that mean? So this is an average of 108 in 5 games.
Yeah, better not.
Last 5 games, average 108. Now, there were a couple of scores, like a 50 here, which obviously tanked it. But that was round 18 of 2022. He was sharing this with Jackson. He had how many percentage of the ruck contest? He only had 49% ruck contests in that game, which is obviously lower than he would normally get. If he has, this one was 56%. Nah, he's still fine. Max Gorn is still a wonderful captain. You know what? I'm going to go Max Gorn. Stuff it.
Guys, we've probably got 5 or so more minutes to go. Give you guys a break before the first game. Looks like right now I'm only got Harrison for sweep at the moment. So we'll see what happens with me. I currently have 20 players playing this weekend. So we'll see how I go.
I've got 19, I think we counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yep, I've got 19.
If
and if
Graham
Graham
plays,
plays, then that's 20. But
Yep.
unlikely that he plays. I'm keeping Darcy, which unfortunately means that he's going to probably lose money. But I'm hoping potentially, if there's now this, but the Rory Lob's going to play. Lob's going to be the target. Darcy with Lob in the team's going to score shit. That's very annoying.
Who do we get in? That's all I'm saying. No, we should be fine. You've got some time to think about it, Joe. Don't need to worry. Yes, sure. Steve, I think Sweet's only back with an injury. Sorry. Almost deleted your comment there, Maverick. I like Harrison. I think he's really good. McAuliffe only got a spot when there was a bonkers amount of injuries. Harrison looks very, very good. So, yeah. Looks okay. Yeah. Surely Lob is only a decoy. We'll see.
Look, he should be. Lob the lob. I love it. Lob the blob. I'm gonna use that Maltesing. I like that. Lob the blob. But I think unfortunately he will be used because he needs to get his draft value, not his trade value up. He's gonna have to play. The virus is only going through the staff and the players. We're watching AFL tonight. Oh, okay. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Globes, my friend, how's it going? Jen going Dacos into Ryan this week. Very nice. Can't get Essendon virus unless you come to Tassie. I'll take that as an invitation, Bello. C. Jordy Payne, last 3 games in Talent League, all 150 plus. One of them was a 200 plus. Ooh. Unbelievable. He'll get injured enough since. Yeah, okay. 175.
Finlayson and Carroll are subs today.
Of course, Carroll is the sub. Of course, he is. I love it. McGovern, Michael, McGovern, a gun, top 5 defender, 100% great buy. He's a gun. He is a gun. Blues to win, says Dazabra, and Kerno to kick 5+. Very cool. Matthew Anderson, thoughts on Salem? I think Salem is potentially a trap. I see Salem. Now, I want you to look at 2 things. I love Christian Salem. Okay, Salem, another fellow Lebanese handsome gentleman with a great family, all right? But I want you to look at what Salem did last week, all right?
Yeah, he got 14 effective marks or something.
How can you have an ineffective mark? He just took 14 marks, mate.
Yeah.
And then, all right. And I want you to compare Billings, all right? Compare the pair, all right? Now,
bloody Larry Ender. What are you doing, mate?
Billings had a score here of 119, and Salem had a score of 121. Yeah. Okay? Now, compare the pair. 14 marks, 15 marks, okay? Now, we get sucked in, we trade him in, and look what happens next. He goes to Kaká, okay? I've seen this movie before. I know how the script goes. I have been spoiled once before, and I am not going to be spoiled again. He is not going to maintain this scoring, okay? 14 marks in a game as a midfielder is just ridiculous. No one takes 14 effective marks or ineffective marks, however way you want to say it. No one takes 14 of those in the middle of the ground. It just does not happen.
Yeah. I think he could be a much, much better option for a lot of people if they didn't have the round 14 bye as well. Like if somehow they had the round 13 bye, a lot more people would jump on him. But yeah, it's just a tough one.
Salem has round 14 bye as well, correct. Now, I know it's not exact much for muchness because they do play different positions, but Salem also has good injury history. Salem has missed quite a few games in the last 3 years as well. on top of the fact that he's got the round 14 bye as well. So it's too much. It's too much for me. I'm not going to go there. I only want to pick guns and rookies at this point. I don't want mid-prices, unless that mid-pricer is McKercher, because McKercher is playing half back, and in that role he plays very nice. So I don't want Christian Salem. He's great for other people, but not great for me. Sorry, I'm late, boys. No worries. Mick, quick one. Darcy Cameron or English, 50k cheaper with no Cox for a few weeks.
No,
and then Cox comes back. And then Cox comes back.
Don't get no Darcy Cameron, please.
Yeah, I love it. We'll just finish off on these jokes. I love this. No one will kick it to Slob. He is a C#T. I love it. Rory Lube slipped his way back in the T. I love it. That's really good. Thoughts on Bytel over McAuliffe and Harrison? This might be the last question. Bytel.
Yeah. No, I don't like Bytel. I don't like him. The only reason why you pick him is because he's cheaper. That's it.
One game, was injured. Yeah, no. I'm good, thanks.
It's a no from me.
It's
might as well pick up that cricket player instead and save some extra money.
Exactly. And on that note, fellas, thank you all so much for joining us for yet another sensational, fantastic, effective Thursday night drive home stream. Thank you all so much for watching. We hit like 162 viewers at one point today, which is unbelievable. So much love to all of you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. Obviously, it helps us out with the algorithm. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell because obviously you don't want to miss out on any of these streams or videos that we pump out. Streams are every Monday, 7:30, Thursday, 5:30.
Guys, I promise, team review Sunday night, depending on what time the last Sunday game is. I promise. I missed out the last two. I'm not happy about it. Work, life, everything getting in the way. But yeah, as Joe says, it's been a bloody amazing episode. Love to have you guys on, and just a lot of fun.
Exactly, 100%, guys, because here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work, so you guys don't have to. Enjoy the footy. Calm the Dons.